It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Dublin Shamrocks and the Indianapolis Colts. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. Oh, what a juke into space. There he goes right side. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end. A big play there on the first play of the game. 72 yards on the ground. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal. They'll go with a keeper. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Colts need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. But Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10. McIntyre. Throw left side complete. That's Peterson. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On third down, here's Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now from Colts territory, here's a first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Operating from the gun, McIntyre. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Diallo Dangbo. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
This is Smith to the ground. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
On fourth down, McIntyre. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. Touchdown! Mike Gesicki, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Shamrocks' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Purdy now to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. This one completes Alec Pierce. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down, counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. On 1st down, it's Purdy. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. The Colts at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. And they coming off their very first loss of the season, suffered a week ago. So now we can all take that chasing the 1972 Dolphins, take it and throw it right out the window, right? But let's face it, not many teams talk about that or even have interest in it. All they want to do right now is bounce back after that loss. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Now Purdy. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. From 17 yards out, and the Colts are once again back in front. This time, the extra point up and good. That'll make this a 6-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but we think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here. Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. The 30. 10. And touchdown. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead a really easy quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and get it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
On 2nd and 11 now. Purdy. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Colts have yet again retaken the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. You make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 3rd and 2, McIntyre. He is going to find Hill here. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 126, the same number Jim Brown had during his 9-year career. And the Shamrocks are an extra point away from capturing the lead. Sanders on for the extra point. And with that, his guys take the lead here by a point. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Sanders goes now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Purdy to throw it on first down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He's got it at the 15. A big play there for Indy. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run here with Taylor. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Not a whole lot there on first and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Purdy. Got a man. It's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as they have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. 2nd and 11. Here's Purdy. Looking for Woods again, and he finds it. Touchdown, Colts! Jelani Woods from 21 yards away. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out officially at the 21. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Past the 20. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Dameon Pierce hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Shamrocks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this is back to a 5-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, it's Purdy. That's complete to Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 39 yards there, a big one.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from the 20 as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass. Up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. On 1st down, Purdy. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got him in. Complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup of 38. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Purdy looking to throw. Got a man. It's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from just deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Operating from the gun. McIntyre over the middle to Smith. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A good passing down here. They send 3 receivers to the right of the formation on 2nd down. A final shot before break. McIntyre on the right side, open is Gesicki. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 45-yard line. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando. We check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports?
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
On first down, McIntyre. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Give to Pierce.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 39. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now a handoff for Pierce.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
131 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Throwing on 1st down. McIntyre. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Shamrocks are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Now, they were terrific in the 1st half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
They go play action here. Purdy.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
That is taken in by Rodgers. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the 1st.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They got to get to the 23 here on third.
Throwing here, Purdy. Delivers another one to Pierce. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
Purdy looking to throw on first down here.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent.
Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown.
10 yards on the touchdown pass as his guys were able to push that lead out a bit further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now it's starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned it slowly but surely. You also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here.
And this is going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Running left, Taylor.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On third down, here's Taylor. And the ball is free. Taylor lost it.
And this will be scooped up by the defense. He's now lost fumbles in back-to-back weeks, and of course you remember last week's game, such a close affair. That hurt him.
Hurt him in a big way, and it is so key to take care of the ball because remember, the team making the fewest mistakes usually wins the game. So you got to take care of the ball, lock it away, high and tight, as you often hear from running back coaches. 4 points of pressure, fingertips, forearm, biceps, sternum, or chest. Put it away.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Third quarter here in Indy. This is 2nd and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
But I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's at a touchdown.
Mike Gesicki, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Shamrocks are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
Shamrocks 42. Houston Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. There's Purdy on 1st and 10. Then he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The catch and run good for 24 yards. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield. Out of the gun, Purdy. And this one is incomplete.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Now the pitch goes to Taylor. And he's got some space here. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 3/4 in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They run once more with Taylor. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 154 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slow them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, career touchdown number 136, tying it with Marshall Faulk for 7th on the all-time list. And the Colts look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From the 10. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Me and the homies can trade your outfits.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, McIntyre. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, They've really been put through the ringer in this one.
This offense so far on third down, they've hit 4 of 7. This is third down and 12. Looking to throw. McIntyre swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them. But all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Wow, and even 200 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. Now a give to Taylor. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. To the right side, this is Taylor. Shreds him with a stiff arm. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. On the handoff, Taylor. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor. And this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on, and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Bass is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Throwing to start the drive. McIntyre. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
He's going to let it fly.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Julian Blackman. And the Colts are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Indianapolis, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time.
Hey, DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers. Bring it home victory straight out the huddle. I'm at the plug, introduced to my brother. My squad superior, ain't none above us. We doing numbers. Gang in the building, we taking it over. Call the promoters. I just put up in this thing with my soldiers. I blew it and I'm still. Last minute I'ma need me some. Call up Khalifa. Bring them in the. You know I stay with some bad little baby. TGOD, baby, know that's a gang gang. Crazy girls after the game. We going honest, we going insane. Pouring this. Dead homies got me pouring this. We get awards, but we give God the glory. I'm shooting my shot, and most times I be scoring. Do this.